I think Robert Kraft looks at this as an insult to what they've done there on their dynasty legacy. When they pull in Spygate into this DeflateGate, it kind of taints everything. But I think what they're saying is we have a lot more information than we're sharing with everybody. They know exactly what happened in this situation because there is no need for the Patriots to talk this loud, this much right now. Specifically, going into an owners meeting, we have 2 days with Roger Goodell, and you can have private conversations with him. So they're putting their heels in pretty tight here to say, hey, look, we're not going away quietly on this one.
All right, so back channel conversations, they're not going away quietly. Mark Dominic says they must know something to be so dug in. Herm Edwards still hanging out with us. So let me ask you a question. Do you believe, or what are the chances that this gets settled before the appeals process is complete?
Oh, it's going to get settled. I do believe it gets, yep. Okay. I believe it's going to get settled, especially on the behalf of the New England Patriots football team. Now, how far Tom Brady wants to take that, that's up to Tom Brady. But as far as the football team, I think this will get settled. I think at this point, Mr. Kraft knows that, as well as Roger, this is becoming an embarrassment for the National Football League. It's becoming a big distraction for a lot of folks, and everybody's weighing in on it. We're all discussing, you know, about this should happen, that should happen. You know what? I've always said this, keeping private matters private. They're going to have a conversation. They're going to come to some resolution. And I would say here before the end of the week, be quite honest. And something will be said, and all of a sudden, now, where Tom Brady goes with this, I have no idea. Do I think he's going to get suspended for 4 games? Nope. I think it's going to probably go down to 2. Now, Tom Brady might fight because of what has happened to him. He feels like his legacy has been a little bit tainted. But regardless of how this turns out, it's too late. You know, the genie's out of the jar. I mean, when something like this happens to a person, you know, some people will believe it, regardless if he's innocent. Some people will not. So that's out of the jar. So I just think right now this organization, along with Roger Goodell, they're going to sit down and say, look, this is what we're going to do, and let's put it to bed, and let's move on with other matters.
One of the things that people are, I think everyone knows it, but we're not verbalizing it enough. This is not going to go away unless Tom Brady wants it to go away.
I told you that earlier today.
What I mean by that is this, not in the way you mean it, in the way I mean it.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is this. In the grand scheme of things, Skip, aren't the Patriots worth more than $2.6 billion? We don't care about a $1 million fine for them. No. There's nothing.
The draft pick's another matter.
The draft pick's another matter, but that's a Bostonian thing. They're upset about that. But the rest of the world is like, yeah, right, they don't have a first-round pick. So what? I mean, and move on. Where it becomes incredibly compelling is if Tom Brady stands tall and says, I don't want this to go away. I have been lied on. I have been slandered. I have been defamed. And there's no way on earth that I'm going to stand pat for this. Here's where it gets interesting. Because we're hearing reports that Roger Goodell and Robert Kraft met, they talked, they hugged. It was in the aftermath of the Peter King interview.
I guess it was
not
on
before.
The same day on Saturday.
Well, I think later Saturday, Saturday or whatever. Yeah. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that, Skip, here's where your case becomes stronger and mine becomes weaker as it pertains to Tom Brady not speaking up for himself, Tom Brady not being quote-unquote cooperative, if indeed he was following the advice of Robert Kraft. Because Robert Kraft, the owner, the trusted patriarch of the Patriots franchise, who most people like myself revere, if he goes to Tom Brady and he says, I got this because of my relationship with Roger Goodell, then in essence, maybe Robert Kraft is standing up the way that he did because of what he told Tom not to do. Since we've engaged in conjecture when we've sat up here over the last few days, inhale this. I'm Tom Brady. I want to fight. I want to go for it. But Mr. Kraft at the time is telling me, I got this. You don't worry about it. You just go win me a Super Bowl. Robert Kraft goes up there, talks, and defiantly stands up for Bill Belichick, defiantly stands up for Tom Brady and the Patriots organization, tells Roger Goodell, we expect an apology, which ticked off the NFL. Robert Kraft probably took that position, not just because of what Tom Brady told him, but also because he gave Tom Brady all the confidence in the world to believe it would be handled. This is going to amount to nothing. And then when it comes out that it did not amount to nothing because Tom Brady got smacked with a 4-game suspension, now that changed the tenor of things. So how Tom Brady reacts going forward is going to tell me a lot, because if I'm Tom Brady and Robert Kraft told me to be quiet, he'll handle it because he's an owner, he's got a relationship with Goodell, and it still ended up me being defamed with a 4-game suspension with the world thinking I'm a liar and a cheater. No. The owner can't come to me and tell me to be quiet after that, because I did it your way. Now we're going to do it my way. But if he sits there and he doesn't go that route, that'll tell me something different. It remains to be seen.
So you're saying basically Tom Brady, in his own mind, feels like he shouldn't be suspended at all.
Well, that's what Skip's been saying.
And with that being said,
That's what Robert Kraft said.
If it gets down to 2 games rather than 4,
no way. There's no way he would accept 2 games.
Tom Brady won't accept it. Because he'll continue to fight. He won't take it for the team.
He would have to accept 2 games of guilt, because it would be an
Well, you know what? Here's the problem though. The genie's out of the bottle. Regardless, if he gets suspended no games, you know what some people will say? Oh, it's cover up.
Okay.
They're trying to protect Tom Brady, the Golden Boy. So well, Tom Brady already has been
reputation permanently stained, right? Permanently
for some people.
Okay.
And for others, it won't be. Yeah. And that's, you know, you're not going to get it back, Skip. It's done. There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay. I don't think Tom, from what I'm told from his confidence, is thinking that way. That he feels so wrongly convicted here that he doesn't care what the rest of America thinks or doesn't think.
Right.
He's just going to fight this to the nth degree. He's going to take. That's why he hired Jeffrey Kessler, the biggest thorn in the side of the National Football League, to take this into court to clear his name, clear it, not just 2 games worth, but to clear his name, because it might change some of those minds out there. And this is a proud and a powerful man in Tom Brady. And he's just begun to fight. Now, if I'm Tom Brady and I read that Mr. Kraft and Goodell were hugging on Saturday night, it might not sit well with me. It might give me a little pause. I know they used to be close, but didn't last week Roger Goodell all but declare NFL war on the commission?
But I guess what I'm saying is that if I'm Tom Brady, it doesn't faze me as much until I see the outcome, meaning that if this materializes into that punishment being eradicated, then it works for me. If it doesn't, then we got another problem. But, Coach, I got to go back to you.
Yes, sir.
Forgive me for saying this to you, sir. I find it very hard to believe, as much of a team player as you are, and as much as you talk about winning the game, and as much as you talk about and preach about team, and by the way, I love the fact that you mentor so many young kids, because you are an inspiration to me. You know I love you.
Thank you.
But then I have to say this to you. You're big on character. Somebody labels you a liar and a cheater.
Oh, no doubt.
Coach, you going to take 2 games for the team?
No doubt.
You gonna take 2 games for the team?
No.
I don't know if you can do that.
No, that's the question.
I'm saying you ask Skip. You know, 2 games. He's not gonna take 2 games for the team. You were asking Skip as if that's what you would do. Right. I gotta ask you, really? Because I can't imagine somebody labeling you a liar and a cheater, and then you gonna turn around and take 2 games.
And I'm saying, and I get that, and I agree with you. And if Tom wants to do that, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter.
I agree with that.
He wins or not, it doesn't matter.
I agree with that.
It's too late. It's too late.
Except to him, it matters.
It matters to him, which is great. But at the end, hey, some people are going to have opinions about Tom Brady. Some people are going to have other opinions.
Yeah.
You know what? I got this last point. Skip, I was thinking about this the other day, and it sounds crazy. And I'll preface my statement by saying that. But character is such a big thing when it comes to something like this. I would not, if Tom Brady is indeed innocent, I would not have blamed Tom Brady if he came out and called the press conference and said, y'all go to hell. I retire. I will not come back and play for a league that thinks 1 year ago you calling me an ambassador. I'm the Super Bowl MVP. You give me a big hug, and then you turn around and label me a liar and cheater, and you think I'm going to represent this shield? I'm done. I got my $100 million. I got my supermodel wife. I got my family. I'm set for life. I know who I am and what I stand for. The NFL, you can go. I'm saying it would not. If I almost felt like, if he's innocent, I'm not saying he should have done it, but I almost felt like, you know, because to be labeled a liar and a cheater.
I agree. You might be onto something there. You know, he is capable of doing that.
You know, I wouldn't have blamed him.
He's golfing right now with Jordan.
I ain't mad at him for that.
He ain't worried about nothing.
But he's probably beating Jordan. Yes, possibly. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that in the end, if he's innocent, I'm not saying he should, but I wouldn't blame him if he did, if he's innocent.
Our coach says that he believes this will be settled before the appeals process is complete.
I do believe that.
That's interesting.
We'll see.
We'll hold you to that. Thank you so much for
On the
joining
team
us.
side.
Team side.
Right.
Oh, team side, that's easy. That might be done this week.
One of the Western Conference Finals tonight. Tim Legler joining the desk to weigh in. He'll tell us his
Timothy!
Where Leg?
will win.
Where is he?
Jump shot.
Tim, are you in the back?
You haven't seen a jump shot he didn't like yet.
He's hiding in the back. He's coming out.
What's he hiding for?
Boy,
Hurry up.
Tim could have played with the Warriors and it'd been great.
Uh-oh.